And there it is. The epic season finale will be beginning as soon as we get the time ready. My name's Herozer, and welcome to the final game of Season 8. I'm joined by Andy Man.
Hello.
And Mr. Jack.
Hello, hey people.
So we're not going to waste a single minute here. We've got a lot for you today, so let's just start it off with a little announcement for the skin contest. Andy, would you like to?
Yeah, so unfortunately we don't have the skin, what skin it'll be, because the competition is still running. But that means you can still submit. Submissions are still available until the very last minute of the game. So that is 6 p.m. UTC, the competition ends at. So submit your skins in the skin contest channel on the DeFly Discord server. The link to the Discord server is in the description. And submit your skins and have a chance for your skin to actually enter the game at the end of the season for the winners.
We will have more information about it soon, but until then, submit your skins. Alright, let's go straight into what's next. We are going to analyze 3 teams here. And starting off with dark green. Would anyone like to go first?
I'll jump in, why not? Right, so season finale, end game, starting with dark green. Points recap quickly. Currently running last place, 22 points. Sounds bad, not as bad as it sounds really, because last few games they really stepped it up a couple of gears. Game 7, 8 was it? Game 8 came flat first, 6 points. The best career win of the season. Started off on a downward trajectory, I would say. Second point, 2 points, 2 points, 2 points again. So always in the bottom 3 of the teams. Not necessarily the great win, but once they got their stuff together, stepped into a new dimension, and I think that's going to put them on a great stead to recruit new players coming up for season 9 eventually. And that's what it's all about, just progressing forwards. They knew midway through the season, look guys, we haven't got a shot of winning, but they still played the game as if they needed every single point, and that's great to see, and well done to them.
Yeah, none of this all nice stuff. Congratulations. I think they did. They did okay at the end. But if we're all being honest, they struggled throughout the season. They had a lot of new players. Their captain was a fairly inexperienced captain with an inexperienced team behind him, and that, let's be honest, I think it's all safe to say that showed throughout the course of the season. In game 8. They really sort of showed that actually they had improved over the course of the season. They had learnt their lessons. Granted, it was an easy game and they didn't really get pushed too much. We should mention that, but they still took the opportunity when it was there, which is all you can be asked. All can be asked of you. And in game 9 they were okay as well. But I think
Game 9 they were phenomenal. They were great. It was the best
one
they've had that season.
Yeah, no, you're right. The game 9 was the best game they had this season. Absolutely, it's all coming back to me. So I don't know. I think they started off really poorly. They had a really poor mid-season, and at the end they've gone from strength to strength as they've got more experience. And it'll be very interesting to see where they go next season, because the captain has announced that he's going to be stepping down and going to be looking for a replacement. So that's the dark green captain going to be stepping down at the end of the season. So it'll be very interesting to see what they do as well.
Q Hero.
All right. So that's about it for our dark green analysis. So we're doing 3 teams here in this section, and the next team we've got on our list is Lime. I assume I'll start. I think they've come back over the season. It's not been pretty for them, especially at the start, but as of recently, they're points have just been going up and down per game. Going from last in 3 games in a row to 5 to 3, then they've gotten 2 hills, 2 Koths during the season, and have gotten a few second places. They've gotten a first in game 6 with that hill, and total out at 27 points. I think, based on how their season started, it's been kind of a comeback for them in a sense, and I think that things could have been done better ahead of time. Do either of you want to add?
Lime confuses me as a team. It really does, because on paper they're not the least experienced team in the world. Sure, they were a newly formed team, but they've got 1984, they've got Hamster, SP3OG, Buildy. These are all names we've seen throughout the previous seasons as well. So they should be able to have gelled together a lot more than they actually did.
And it's important to mention as well, they're one of only 2 teams, the other being Dark Green, who have a negative KD as well.
Ooh.
Well,
Well, that's reflective of the points that they've got, I guess, which is why it confuses me a little bit as well. You know, the players that they've got on their team, strategy-wise, they on paper should have their shit sorted out and everything like that. They should be able to get it together, but it didn't really come together for them until mid to late season, and then it kind of fell off a cliff again in game 9. But they've had some successes that showed they're able to get in the top 2, top 3 consistently. They've showed that they're able to win Koths and gain the points that way, which is why they're not dead last. It's just a confusing one for me.
Yeah, I think it's been a bit. Well, it's also important to remember, like, they did really well in, we sort of had a bit of a pre-season where we had a few mock games, and they did really well in those mock games, and everyone was like, oh, these guys seriously mean business. And then next thing we know, it was a bit, they started off the season, it was like, oh, yeah, okay, these guys are going to be struggling. And then it's sort of been very up and down and not really sure where they are as a team. They were doing okay towards the end of the season, like with a decent middle to end of the season, and then last game they got nearly wiped. And that was a nearly wiped, basically just via Sky Blue alone, pretty much. So yeah, I don't really know where they stand, to be honest. They're one of the mysteries of this season, I think.
Okay, that is our analysis for Lime. Now, how about we go to the reigning champions, Team Purple Casamarada?
They are another bizarre one, to be honest. We were kind of discussing this last night, and we were like, well, we don't really know 100% to say about them because they're a very bizarre team. On the one hand, they've won 2 out of the last 3 seasons. Now, technically, they could still win this season, but if we take that away and we take the points away and we just look at this season as, with the eye test, I think we all sort of would say that they've had a lot of really, really bad moments. They've never really impressed that much. Like, even when they've won, it's always been a fairly comfortable game. They've never really been challenged too much. It's been a pretty easy win for them. I can't exactly say they've had a really tough game and done well. Do you know what I mean? It's never felt impressive like it maybe had done in previous seasons. It feels like this season it's been a big drop off from them.
Completely agree, and I think again, pointing out that they have won previous ones, you'd expect that carryover to shine through as well. They've obviously got previous history of strategy. They've got strategies that they can tie into different games and swing momentums for themselves. I don't think it's necessarily played out the way they would have seen it play out. I think in their mind, they probably would have expected to be a lot further up the leaderboard than they actually are. Albeit 3rd place isn't terrible at this stage when there's only 3 points difference, and the point structure allows for that as well. But it's too close for comfort for them, and I'd feel quite uncomfortable being in that situation if I was purple as well. And again, very, very, very experienced players. The team sheet isn't a million miles away from where it was when they were winning season titles.
Yeah. They're and I think the reason why we're criticizing them so much is because, again, they have won 2 out of the last 3 seasons. They're the only team coming into this season where we have genuine expectation for them.
There is an
You know?
expectation, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
You
they
could
haven't
have-
delivered.
We had some bets before the season started as well. So I think my prediction was them, or Orange. I can't remember. We'll have to revisit that one.
I've not a clue. I'll have to pass on that one. But
All right.
yeah.
That is it for the current teams. We will have the rest later on in the stream. Now, there have been some specific players that we have seen rise up the stats, but, the stats don't reflect everything, as we know. So we have all collectively agreed that we are each going to pick one person that we are going to highlight as a player and just go over what they've done this season. And I'd like to start it off with you, Andy.
Oh God, I was hoping you were going to come to me last. I think that who's MVP? So MVP for me, I've been thinking about this quite a bit. And if I'm being honest, as a hybrid myself, and I think in there you said it's not about stats. Screw that. It is about stats. And nobody has impressed me that much. Honestly, no one's impressed me that much. Normally, you see a world-class hybrid maybe finish off the season with 15 KD, 20 KD, something like that, right? Especially in this current format that it's in, where we've had no crazy games like control point games, which we've had in the past, where that's really sort of had loads of deaths and sort of messed up the whole season stats. So we've already had nobody that's really proven and shown themselves to be head and shoulders above everybody else and be genuine world class. One player that I think has done very well though is Shooty. Shooty's done very well, but there are other hybrids who have also done pretty well as well. But no hybrid really in my eyes has really stood out and said, I am the best, and you've got to deal with it. Nobody's really been that good in my view.
Well, you have said that stats do matter in this case. Shooty is currently sitting with a 6.75 KD while playing 8 games for Red. And that's well done for him. He's doing really well in the season. And he's not even dying that much. He's currently down on the lower half for deaths in the season. And I think he's just doing really well, performing for his team. Now, it's not all about one player, so Mr. Jack, who have you got your eyes on?
So I kind of forgot, and I do agree that Andy, that we kind of agreed between ourselves that stats aren't going to necessarily reflect this, and I echo exactly what Andy's just said, that it's so hard to pick somebody when you're looking at the games and you're looking for the play styles, and there isn't anybody who has especially done anything phenomenal this season. One name that shoots out to me, and this is going to be a stat-driven one, I'm afraid. I can't choose without the stats, and it's going to be player 36. I think in my eyes it just has to be. The consistency is just key for these games, and to play 9 games of the season and be amongst the leaders in most of the player leaderboards, to get a decent kill-death ratio across those 9 games, to be on the top of the average ranking. What was the other one? I had it written down. Joint second in kill death. Is this kill deaths? Deaths per game. Joint second if you take out people that have played less than a few games. That's phenomenal for me. That's great. Great to see the consistency of it. But outside of the stats, I have to give a special mention to Mad Kate, because the consistency that she's shown, played 5 games, decently up the rankings as well, but it's more of an improvement that I've seen across different seasons as well. And I know that's a bit of a cop out naming a TO, but oh well, sue me.
How much we suing you for?
I don't have much, mate. Your turn. It's a tough one, this one.
I mean, absolutely it is, but there's players that are normally not even noticed that have been... They're builders, alright? They don't really get much on the stats because they're currently frontlining for the team. They're holding for their team, and they make sure that the hybrids, they get kills, they get stats, all that. And I like to actually nominate 2 players here. First one being Sanitarium, because Sandy's just really, really good at holding stacks, can just keep the hybrids behind their towers, and just does really well in the front, and doesn't let go of, the pressure, doesn't slip up that much. But there's another one who I think is more so of underrated, and that to me actually goes to War. He's been bouncing throughout like 3 teams this season, but when he came to Sky Blue, I thought him going to Sky Blue would have been rather a bad idea. I actually was proven to be very wrong. He's made much of an impact on this team. He's been frontlining basically the same reasons as Sani, and these are players that are just up and coming. And it's all just a game, and they're just players who are just doing really well, such as those 2 and the 2 that Andy and Jack mentioned. So that is it for our team MVPs. Now, let's take a look at what's next for Defuse. There you have it. Defuse Elite Season 2 is being extended to 10 teams and is going to happen early 2024. I'm really excited for that. I'm excited to do that. But now we're going to do 2 more teams. Actually, 3 more teams. The rest, we're going to analyze Orange first. And I'd love to see Jack go first.
Yeah, to pick on me. Right, okay. Orange. Tiny bit disappointed at this stage. I think they were my money. My money was on them from the start. They started off really well, and I remember feeling from game 1, game 2 that this was going to be, they're going to be the team to beat. And seeing them in contrast with other teams like Sky, who are now exceeding them in points total, but having done less, more dramatic things, it's a little bit disappointing to see them taper off towards the end of the season. I don't know whether that's a lack of strategy, direction, player choice. We know we've got some new players come in. Well, not new players, returning players like Palinka. I don't necessarily think they had the impact of that either, so maybe a bit rusty there as well. Maybe there's a lack of practice and stuff, so it's not gone as well again as it probably should have for that team. Technically, on paper, I think we worked this out last week, where it's technically possible for them to win this game, but a lot of the stars have to align for that to happen. But I'm told that they're obviously going to go for it, and I can't really see how that's going to play out for them on the stage, or what kind of special strategies they might have up the sleeve. But if it's anything like the last couple of games, they're going to have to really pull something out of the bag.
So, some headline stats for you then on Orange. Average deaths per game, 5.6, best of any team. Average kills per game, 7.8, second worst behind Dark Green only. I think those two stats are pretty damning of where they are as a team.
But that
On
hasn't
paper.
Hasn't that flipped from
No.
like last season or so?
I don't think that's ever really I don't think that's changed from last season. No. I mean, I don't have the stats up from last season. I can't check that. My mind tells me no. But on paper, their builders are by far better than everybody else's. But their hybrids are a big issue for them. Their attacking play is not really good enough. They are not aggressive enough. They are not getting enough kills. And it clearly shows. And here's another stat for you on Orange. Orange had 50% of their current points by the end of Game 3. That means in the first 3 games, they got 17 points. In the 6 games after that, they got 17 points. Yeah, so
that's what we talk about when they're tapering off, and that's what we're talking about there. So why would that be? What's changed from Game 3 in their strategy in your mind? Obviously, you're not a mind reader. You're not UT. You're not reading the strategy or anything like that. But visually, from what we've seen from Game 1 through to Game 9, what's the difference between those first 3 games and then the last 6 games in your mind?
I think they've lost focus on the start and their spawn and how they're going to organise that and do that. I think they started off, this is in a brand new format, it's all set spawns, we've never properly done this in this way, and they've gone hell to leather to really focus on that, right? That's what I think. And then as the season's progressed, they've slowly forgot about it and slowly sort of moved on, and their spawns have progressively got slower and slower and worse and worse. And they will be getting behind very early on, very quickly, and then they are having to spend the rest of the game catching up.
See, I do think there's a stark contrast there from previous seasons, because previous seasons teams would make a commanding lead from the very start, few games, and then other teams would fear them, kind of move away from them and go other places. I don't think that's happened this season. I think the point structure on this one has kind of driven them to go, hey, Orange are quite strong at the moment, so we're actually not going to shy away from them. We're going to focus on them a little bit more and try and flip the tables a little bit more. So maybe that strategy would have painted a little bit of a target on their own back, which is quite unfortunate because they kind of suffered with the opposite effect in the previous 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their points, they're sacrificing dying for kills. They have the least amount of deaths in the season with only 50, but they're fifth out of 6 in kills. Their aggression isn't enough to entirely go and just win the season. They need to kind of play more aggressively and the stats do not show that, unfortunately.
But to win, they need to take the COF, they need to take first place, and they need other teams to fall in line and take their respective positions so the points don't catch up to them as well, which is pretty tall order to ask for.
Yeah, but there are still 2 other teams that are very close to winning, and if not, might just take the season. Let's start off with Red. And with them, they have the current most kills in the season. And they only have 60 deaths, second place. They're doing really well. Would you like to give more, Andy?
Yeah, so just to echo that, their average deaths per game, 6.8 deaths, second best of any team behind Orange. Average kills per game, 11.4, best of any team. Their KD, 1.72, best of any team. But their points, they're in second place, 3 points behind first place. Why? Well, in my view, I think they started off a little bit messy. They were making some strategical mistakes. They were getting maybe a few too many deaths. A few too many deaths to really be able to compete consistently each game. And they were making some big strategical errors. Where that one game, I don't remember what game it was, but there was one game where they trapped Dark Green, I think it was, and that meant they were forced into fighting Dark Green for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And then eventually another team attacked them, and then it's like, well, now you've got to defend against 2 teams, and in this current format, you're going to lose. So they made a few tactical errors early on, but those kind of disappeared. Their deaths disappeared, and as the season went on, in my opinion, they have looked like a genuinely really good team. And I'll go as far as say, in my view, they look probably by far the most complete team as well.
Yeah,
I
no.
think-
Go on, Hero.
I think some of their stats reflect that too, as Andy said, and they're getting a bunch of kills, and Shooty, Chai, Player 36, Wolf Hunter, they're all providing for the team, and the builders, I think they've just gotten better throughout the season as it gone on.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think they've. Do you think that a captain change at short notice before the end of the season had an effect?
It might have.
I think it did. Yeah.
You think
Yes.
it did? I don't think it would have that much, because the strategy. It's no secret. Me and Andy have both been on Red, and it was the previous season to this one. We understood then what kind of strategy that was going on previous season, and it was a very much a team effort as well, and everybody kind of chipped in and got involved. Now, I don't know if that carried on after we left the team, and obviously trying to be as unbiased as possible and everything like that, that for all I know, it could have been just a complete transformation or anything like that. But if it did follow the same pattern, then the captain change wouldn't have had that much of a dramatic impact.
I think I think that, as we said, over the course of the season, their strategical errors disappeared. Right, we've not had major errors really. I think there was one game where, in the last 2 games, I think, where we said they should have tried to wipe Dark Green, and they didn't. But that was sort of a half. Sorry, that was sort of a half mistake, really, wasn't it? That wasn't really. That was a bit harsh. But their builders have improved significantly as the season's got on, because that looked like quite a big concern at the start of the season. It looked like this season was sort of going to be a bit of a write-off for them, and they were going to have to sort of spend the rest of the season sort of building, and then the off-season try and recruit to really solve that issue. But then as the season's got on, those builders have sort of proved themselves to be good enough and to be ready. It's just be very interesting of how the season's gone on, because in my view they are quite clearly the most complete team. So it'll be very interesting to see how they do in this game.
They're quite consistent team as well. Let's not take that out of the mix.
Yeah.
Along with Sky Blue, they're probably in the top 2 of being the most consistent team this season. Although are we going to address the elephant in the room, which is game 8, the wipe? What do you think about
that? My view is that was one of the best performances we've seen from a team in a very long time. To survive that long against that much pressure without any deaths, and to hold it that well for as long as they did, it was that part of the game was one of the best performances we've seen in a very long time from any team.
And that was we're putting that one firmly down to the dynamics of that the point structure at that time. Red were in the lead at that time, I think, and they were heavily targeted then by other teams, and that has swung their season in the right. Yeah, rightly so. But can you blame them then for not being able to withstand the pressure of that as a top tier team?
That's my point.
Is there an argument to say that, well, actually, the strategy should have dictated that from the start? Maybe of a defensive approach to that game might.
That's my point, though. I think they did take a defensive approach that game, and that's why I think they held out so long, so well that game, and then it eventually just got the better of them. They had 2 deaths in different areas of the base in reasonably-ish quick succession, maybe in the space of about 5 minutes, I think, and that was sort of them done. But they held out for so long. I think it was like 40 minutes or something without a death against 2 or 3 or teams or whatever it was. And they really slowed them down, and they were still in there with a shout of winning that game. I think it was a superb performance. I just think they were a bit beaten down by the format and the balance of the game. But I think it was one of the best performances we've seen. And we should also mention on Red, they are the only team in history to get 0 deaths in a game. They went about 1 hour and 40-ish minutes, I think, or 1 hour and 35 minutes, something like that, without a single death.
Impressive.
So, yeah.
Do you think their team's going to change much now, post-season?
Probably not.
I think they've got some solid players on their team that are consistent, and that they're active in the servers outside of elites as well. I think a lot of them take it as seriously as they need to compete and be a top tier team. So yeah, I don't think much is going to change from their side. I think that they all gel together as well, and it's nice when you can see the same duos kind of playing, or the same players sticking together a little bit more. It's a bit like how Orange used to react back in the day as well, where they'd pair up. We see that kind of same thing from them occasionally as well. And it's almost like they've got a bit of a dynamic between different players. Some famous names on their team, obviously, as well, and some newcomers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. But we still need to cover one more team, and that is the current leaders, Sky Blue. Let's give you another stat. They have finished top 3 7 times out of the last 9 games. So they have finished top 3 7 times this whole season. Let's go to Andy for more.
They're a bizarre enigma of a team.
Very confusing.
They have 76 kills, about middle of the pack. They have, well, it's pretty good. And they have 74 deaths, which is towards the bottom, which isn't very good. They have about a 1 KD, which for a winning team is pretty poor. They haven't really impressed at any point in the game, at any point in this season, if we're being honest. they've looked maybe a bit weak at times, a bit frail at other times, and they've gone incredibly unnoticed because of that. They've gone really under the radar because they've not really looked very good. But when you look at the season as a whole, it's consistency that matters, and their consistency has been far higher than any other team, and that is what has meant that they are where they are. They haven't really had any terrible games. For example, they haven't finished sixth at all this season. Their two games that they got outside of the top three was a fourth place and a fifth place. So they haven't even come sixth yet this season. So I think that shows how consistent they've been. Yeah, so I wouldn't exactly say, are they the best team? No. Are they the second best team? Probably not. But they are the most consistent team. And maybe that is just because they've had it quite easy this season and they've been able to take advantage of how easy it's been for them. I don't exactly think they've been pushed this season. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember seeing a game where thinking these guys are being pushed and are in trouble.
No, and I think we mentioned
I
that
mean?
as well, where there were certain times where they probably should have been. There were
Yeah.
technically, points-wise, strategy-wise, some of the teams should have gone, well, they're the ones to focus on now. And we talked a little bit last week about how some teams don't necessarily react quite well to maybe getting out of a fight when they shouldn't be in it, and maybe switching strategies. I think all of the other teams are at failure for allowing Sky Blue to just get away with it, kind of scot-free. We talk about flying under the radar. It's true. They've come from nowhere and been so consistent that nobody's really thought, well, they're not impressing us in terms of that. Meanwhile, Sky just doing Sky things and earning Sky points, which that's a legitimate strategy, surely. It works. It's clearly working for them.
Yeah, exactly. And they are getting very close to winning the season. We're going to see a lot of strategy switch ups, and it'll be really interesting to see if they have one as well. And as things go on,
Like this
Do
season,
we
we're sort of
think
going
that
to
they're now? I mean, how does this game play out when you're in this position? Let's say you're red, second place. Do you target? I mean, I haven't done the research on what the next map's going to be. I thought I'd leave that to a bit of a surprise for myself, just to keep the stream fresh. But if you're next to Sky Blue and you're red, what do you do there? Do you target them? Do they target you? Do you go somewhere else to get your points?
be.
well, I think otherwise because I've heard some things and I know this game's going to be pretty interesting. I'll tell you that.
In my view, if you're Sky Blue, you don't want to get involved. You want to just sit pretty and make sure you
I
don't
don't.
mess up the game.
That's not an option for them, surely.
But that
The
shouldn't
other
be an
teams
option,
can't
and
lead
Red
that.
shouldn't let that happen. So in that situation, Sky Blue should sort of sit and hope, and Red should be aggressive against Sky Blue. Yeah, you just have to. Even if you think it's going to be a hard battle and it's not the right situation, you've got to find a way to attack them. I've been in situations in past seasons where you've not done it. You've avoided the winner because you think you can gain more percentage off other teams. Unfortunately, you just have to go for it. You have to go for the winning team because otherwise you're making it hard for yourselves. And you're just sort of hoping.
And let's not take anything away from them either. They've won just as many games as Orange have, as Purple have as well, and Red as well. So they're up there. I just don't understand why other teams seem to have been, and it might not be the case, but it seems to like the other teams have been battling a lot more against the current point leaders, fighting amongst themselves, and kind of done a disservice to themselves and allowed Sky Blue to go, well, we were never in that position, really. We've just
I
been
think it's
there or thereabouts, and now is our time to actually do a big push and then win game 9, get the points, and we'll take that giant leap towards the season title. Thank you very much.
I think it's the same reason that same reason we didn't predict them to win the season. The same, and also they had last season they were very poor. You know, they were the reigning champions last season, and they looked really poor. We saw a massive drop off. And I think people were sort of expecting that to happen again this season. And when they didn't impress at all this season, everyone was like, "Well, there's no point attacking them because they're not up there." So I think that made a big difference as well.
Okay, there. Wait, were you gonna say something else?
No, go
Nope.
for it.
Oh, because I was gonna end. Okay, so final game. There have been a lot of things that happened this season. I've said that multiple times throughout the stream, but we need to take a look at this game. So, do we have any predictions?
I got a prediction.
Go for
I
it.
don't think, based on what I've just said, I don't think Sky Blue are going to be able to fly under the radar in this game. I think other teams will come for them. They won't be allowed to be peaceful. I think the last 20 minutes of the game, particularly, will be chaotic a little bit. Scrambling for the wins, scrambling for the points. People last minute trying to strategize and work out where they currently stand and what they currently need. And I think consistency is key in those moments. We've discussed that there's two real consistent teams. One of them is Sky Blue, one of them is Red, where they've not really had any terrible games. I think I wouldn't like to go into this position with the biggest target on my back. I'd like to fly under the radar a little bit. I think Red might be that team. I know it's a big ask for them, but I think if Sky Blue do, we haven't really seen them face any real aggression yet. So if we do see them face some aggression, they could buckle. They could buckle quite quickly. We haven't seen that. So my prediction is going to be that Red win.
You think Red will win? You said they'll fly under the radar. So, what do you think will happen necessarily for them?
For Red,
Yeah.
I think that maybe they'll get. Well, even if they get into battles, I think they've got the skills between them and the consistency and the experience of the players to be able to fight their way out of when they're backed into a corner. I genuinely think that they'll be the ones to grow the area. And we've seen how Red operate before. It hasn't happened in the later games. It started to happen, especially from taking away from last season, bringing it into the early games of this season, where they like to take larger chunks of area rather than smaller, capping up, chipping up kind of chunks. I think there'll be a big play from them at some point. But I don't think Sky Blue will be able to defend against other teams, especially if they pull out a nice big juicy lead like they have been doing in the last couple of games. So if it comes down to just those two teams that are left in percentage wise, I think Red will take it.
I think I don't know. My take is that I just can't look past Sky Blue, to be honest. I think as long as they don't, the thing is they don't need to win. They don't need to win. They don't even need to come second to still win this. To still win the season. And I get they're going to be targeted and all that, but people are going to just try and make sure they don't win the game. I don't think people are necessarily going to be looking to clear Sky Blue off the map. Now, so they might still end up winning this game, even if they finish. I think they could finish fourth and still win this game, depending on how the results are. So I don't know. Part of me just can't look past Sky Blue winning this game. But the other part of me says that this season we've had 4 different teams get wiped. Yeah, that's a lot, far more than any other season up until season 3. More than any other season. I find it hard to. I don't know. There's a good chance, a very good chance that they could get wiped this game. They could either put it like this. I think they either get wiped or they win. As for second favourites, I think red. As for second favourites, I think red. If Sky Blue end up getting wiped, I think red will take it.
So you're firmly going by points then.
Well, the thing is, I think, yeah, Sky Blue. I think they're too far ahead. They're too far ahead. And red look, as we've mentioned before, better than everybody else, and they've looked like they're getting better, not worse. So that's why I picked who I pick. And purple, I don't see them being near it, to be honest. I don't see purple being near it. I see orange maybe finishing third this game, maybe. I don't think they might even finish second. I don't see them winning it though. So that's my prediction.
Hero, how about you?
I agree with most of your points. Like, Sky Blue's definitely not gonna get first. They might get last, they might get wiped, but we honestly don't know what's gonna happen before the game starts. Each team's currently trying to shape up, get ready for the game. We've currently got everyone probably on 3005 trying to scramble to get on the tournament link, and I honestly don't know. I see the battle for the season coming down to Sky Blue and Red. Mainly purple and orange both need like the miracles to happen, but knowing this game, they're probably not going to happen.
And let me read this out to you because I put in the effort to get this stat, so I'm going to read it out. If the point system was to be a 3-2-1 point system, like it has been in previous seasons, where the winner gets 3 points and second place gets 2 points and third place gets 1 point, then the scores at the end, at this point in the season, would be Sky Blue would be winning 13 points, Red would be in second at 11 points, and orange and purple would be joint third on 10 points, lime 7 points, and dark green last on 3 points. Point is, even if the point system was a 3-2-1 point system, which is a bit more traditional, Sky Blue would still be in the lead by 2 points, which for a 3-2-1 point system is still pretty significant.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, it's not exactly like it's not exactly like the point system has really helped them. They've just been consistent. And consistent points means you're going to be up and around.
Skins. That's what it means. We got 2 minutes left, guys.
We've only got 2 minutes left. Oh, game starting soon. Right, so if you've got to predict, it predicts one team. Right, one team. No explanation. One team. I'll go first. Sky Blue. Mr. Jack?
Red.
Hero?
Sky takes the season, but Red puts up a big fight.
Right. That's it. 2 Sky Blues, 1 Red. Okay. Let's see how it goes, shall we? We had some other stuff we wanted to talk about, but, we talk too much.
We will get to that after the game.
We'll
Maybe.
see. Probably not. Probably not. Right. So we have 1 minute until the game starts. This is where I need to get everything ready because I'm not ready. As usual.
This is going to be fun.
Somebody want to fill in while I get set up?
Absolutely. 30 seconds till the game, and for you in chat, make your predictions as to who you think will win. You will be watching, you will be enjoying the game live, and we will be commentating all game, and it's going to be so fun to watch. Getting the clock ready, only 1 second left. Tournament server has opened yet? Oh, of course. And we are in. The final game has begun.
Right, here we go. What do we have? Okay, we have purple next to orange and red. Oh, very interesting. Oh, and even more interesting, sky blue next to orange and lime green. Oh, that will be probably a very good spawn for sky blue, you would think. And dark green next to red and lime. I must admit, I fancy sky blue's chances even more after seeing this spawn.
Wow. So that's going to be a four-way battle all over the left edge of the map.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see how the two teams that are obviously fighting for their own positions in the tournament disrupt things a little bit.
Well, that's the
They play
thing.
their own game.
If you're lime green, do you get involved? Probably not. I don't think you get involved. And
You don't want that attention for sure.
Orange look like they're being super aggressive here, but it's looking like they're going to get trapped in here. And they are getting trapped in, and this is early. Oh, could this... Looks like a team is getting away with it. Are the others going to get away? The others are going even deeper. No holding back at this point in the game.
This could work.
Super aggressive. The season may pivot on this decision early game. This is where things are going to be decided in these moments.
He's going straight in.
If
And
Orange can capture this, then this is big. This could potentially be season over for Sky Blue. That's how important this bit is. Orange have gone super aggressive.
And they've turned the tables here. The map wasn't looking great, but now it's looking super great.
Are they going to be content with that piece, or are they going to go more? Looks like Sanitariums... Oh, they are going for more. Okay. Because look at what they can do now. Look at what they can do now.
Hyper aggressive stuff.
And what are Sky Blue doing? Why is Sky Blue struggling so much with
They've split them into two at this point now. They've got a big orange wall between the two teams.
Sky Blue look hyper-focused on lime green, which is a bad thing. If it was a great thing if you're orange, red, or purple. That is for sure. Have Orange left it a bit too late? And team are coming in.
Oh.
There's an appearance from Ascent. Surprise. We've not seen them all season.
Sanitarium's done his job. He's cut them off.
That big orange wall, and that's only getting bigger now. They're driving to cut Sky Blue, but Sky Blue are trying to break through and just reconnect. Is there an argument to say let them? Let them join back up with the bigger side and take all the area for yourself? Or do you leave them there and have the battle on two fronts?
No, you just got to don't take any risks. Would be my advice. It's not the final game of the season. This is not the time to make big calls like that. In my view, I would keep it simple. You don't want to complicate the final game for you. MOP has died, and team is getting the first kill, first blood. By first blood, I mean it's not actually the first blood. I lied. It's been other first bloods.
There's lots of fighting elsewhere as well. We see purple being dug by orange. Purple
no fighting that matters.
A scrap with red. Red having scraps with dark green, but we're glued to this one at the moment.
This is all that matters at this point. This is big. An NE dying to Calvin, oh, that's not what you want to see. Even if you're purple, that's not really what you want to see. If we're being honest, if you're purple, You sort of want to leave orange to sort of do their thing, don't you?
Yeah, a little bit. But has Ennie's death just blown a massive hole in the wall?
It looks like it's all right on the minimap. So Sky Blue, their players are cut off in this section here.
See if they can make that much of an advantage. But as the last game, we're going to see a lot of impact from every team. We're going to see a fight basically everywhere.
More importantly, Sky Blue have sort of recovered, and you know what? They aren't a million miles away. Even if they lose this territory here, they aren't that far behind. Which again is the point. It's the point. I expect teams to target them and to try and get them down, but I don't expect them to go all the way. And unfortunately, because they are ahead by several points, getting them down isn't enough. And if they keep their territory, they could still be in with a comfortable shout of getting enough points to win.
Absolutely. And if Sky can escape from that, they could recover a lot better against Veridistant as well. Although they're going to be really challenging now at this late stage in the game. I know it's only 6 minutes in, but that's enough time for Lime, Dark Green to just reinforce their base enough to say there's no free area here. You guys are going to have to fight amongst yourselves.
I must question what Orange are doing here. This looks much, much, much easier to capture than what they're making out to be. I mean, look, you see that?
There is,
look
yeah.
at this.
They
There's
could
like
go
5
straight through
towers.
there and cut it in half. I think Sani might have identified that. Wave's obviously protecting that little section there.
Very late to identify that. And
think
they're not going for it.
Wave's only job is just hold that little area.
I'll be honest, this is looking like they're making the job much harder for themselves. Where is the communication here to say, guys, they're weak. Let's cut off Sky Blue's base here. Let's cut them off. Is Bahu coming in and identifying the weakness?
Should hope so. Wave's not putting full towers down.
Somebody needs to take a risk and apply pressure here. Looks like Bahu's being the one to do so. Sanitariums ran away instead of backing up his teammate. Bahu's backed off. They're finally going in for the jugular, which they should have done several minutes ago, but it doesn't matter. Have they cut off players? Yes, they have. They've cut off 2 players.
MROP in there, along with Bad
Zane.
We're going to need to see
well outnumbered now. One of them just focus on Wave a little bit.
And efficient. One team with a great shot. Need to get Bad Zane out of the way, nice and quick. Somehow he's not even lost his shield yet. His shield's gone. Run out.
We're following him, and oh no,
he's gone. And he's gone. It's just Wave left in this area. They need to get this nice and efficiently. Don't waste your time. Sky Blue are recovering.
And they're reclaiming as well.
Recovering and reclaiming.
It shouldn't take the entire team to take that area back.
But look at this. Look
at
this. Lime coming in to save the day. Lime want a bit of stuff. And this is what we haven't ever seen from Sky Blue before. We haven't seen Sky Blue be pressured at all this season. This is the first point in all of the 10 games that Sky Blue have been pressured.
What I mean, and we're 8 minutes in, 9 minutes in now, and we're seeing some cracks just starting to appear below the surface. They've not had a chance to reinforce the base, which is standard modus operandi for them. You know, War's clearly putting in the effort to do that, but you can't cover multiple fronts.
Yep.
Lime have had all the time in the world to prepare for this attack as well. Reinforce the base enough from the southern border with Dark Green. Got some levels, got a decent chunk of area.
They've cracked out an area open again.
Why is Wave trying to reinforce that with an extra one? Just spin that.
You have to spin it. I don't think he's noticed them, to be honest.
He's right next to them.
Yeah, now he's noticed.
He's got to find a way out of there. He's so cut off. Look at the minimap.
I don't want to criticize too much, but I'm going to criticize. There isn't exactly that much firepower up against Wave here. He should be able, an elite builder should be able to stop these guys completely in their tracks.
But not just that. Well, I think from that point of view, he's trying to slow them down as well, waste the time.
Yeah, but I think he can do a better job here. I think he just go on the front line and stop them. You can stop these guys. There is not that much firepower here.
If you put yourself at risk doing that against 3 players, one with double shot, so one's a hybrid clearly, you put yourself at risk of that. You risk then not slowing them down, and that's got to be the primary objective for him. He knows he's going to die at some point. There's no way out of that. You can't.
Let's have a little look down here. Could Sky Blue be about to get cut off again? It's very slow. It's very slow. There's no speed. There's no sense of urgency. Where are the hybrids to come and get this? The builders close it off. 1 is trapped. 2 is trapped.
We're trying to see 1 escape up from the top. And it's war.
And that happened. That was my fault. Press the wrong button.
He needs to cut them off pretty. Yeah, you need to change direction, mate.
Can't let them get out of this. This would be an embarrassment. Why is he on his own?
Get in front of him. That's it.
There's he, and there's numbers. We could see a Ruction death there. That's his clone.
Oh, and that's a bad death. That's really bad. In the wrong place. They need to take full advantage of this. He spotted the danger. Or not the danger, should I say, but the open area, and he's going for it. And
really
so he
trying
should.
to stretch as much as he can. He's squeezing as much.
Rightly so. Go straight in. Pressure.
Oh,
and that was poor.
That's a crash.
That was poor. Too aggressive.
I don't think that was lag either. That was definitely just lack of concentration, a pivotal moment.
It's certainly not lag. Now when Tima's in trouble, Sanitarium's coming in to help. He's back. Numbers is
in
helping.
trouble as well.
This is a fine balance. Tez has died, and Tima getting a good kill.
So the trade-offs of kills, Orange are coming out on top at the moment.
But this is where we're seeing a little bit of weakness from Sky Blue. Even when they do get kills to pressure, even if they're lucky kills, they don't have the quality to back it up. They are struggling.
Where's War going?
They are under pressure for the first time this season, and we aren't seeing diamonds. We're seeing cold. A little bit of chemistry right there. It's about all I know.
I thought that was a movie reference.
No.
No.
You know, you crush coal.
No, we got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pressure.
Yeah.
Pressure.
I quite liked it.
Yeah, it was great.
Thanks.
How's the game going?
It's going all right. Now, a bit of base cut off over here. How's this bit of base going over here?
Look at the minimap, Andy.
Explosion.
I think it's time we switched.
I think it's time we switched. Agreed.
Take a look at that.
Fund them up, getting killed by the Golden Nugget. Player 36 getting killed. And that's just blew their base wide open.
Rampant. I'll tell you who isn't rampant. Red. Red had a very good start early on. Pachai's died. Jets died. Golden Goats died. Funmups died. And Player 36 has died. Extremely uncharacteristic. Well, okay, no, I take that back. It's not uncharacteristic. It's characteristic of what they were in the early season.
Yeah.
It's uncharacteristic of where they have been in the last few games.
It's extremely hard to plan and strategize for a game that you know is going to be as chaotic as this one. Teams flying left, right, and center.
That's where quality should come in. Quality should help with that. But quality has disappeared. Kills have leaped in.
Purple putting themselves in a commanding position now. Is it a bit too early for that?
Jet's backing off. Jet, what is Jet doing? Jet needs to go for it. Jet's in a bit of trouble. He's in trouble.
You can make that.
He's got away with it. They're looking really outnumbered. Why? Why are they so outnumbered? Well, let's have a little look. We've got 2 people there, 3 people there, 1 person. Maybe they're not outnumbered. Maybe it's just a bit of lack of organisation, actually. Does that look like a lack of organisation?
Not like it. Meanwhile, Sky Blue chipping downwards, 7.37% now. They're cut off in 3 areas on the map. Lime have squeaked in between their main base.
And
They're
this
now at the border of Orange.
game has opened up completely. And do you know who it's opened up for? Purple. If the current standings are continue, I believe Purple would win.
But will the other teams allow that to happen by,
Can we
let's say, the 30-minute mark?
Can we double check on that?
What are we double checking? Sorry.
Who would win if the standings remain the same? Yeah, they would.
Read off them.
They would. Yeah. Standings remain the same. Purple are winning. And unfortunately, with Purple being so with such high percentage, that would take Orange out of the equation, you would think. Catastrophe would have to occur for Orange to have a chance.
Correct. And they're not a million miles away from that cough either.
And they're not. And you would have to think that Red are going to have to pull something out the bag here because this is looking unlikely. Golden Goats AFK. This is not looking pretty. They've had quite a few deaths. They're going to be a little bit underleveled compared to where they would like to be. Look, they're just digs all over the place. There's 2 people AFK. It looks messy. 3 people AFK. What are they doing? What's going on? This is looking really messy to me. But shall we switch?
It's like there's
They're
a fight over to
getting
the
eaten.
right.
They're being eaten.
Right, it looks like Dark Green have picked a target. Target acquired. Target located if you're Dark Green. And we can confirm, and we know that Dark Green and Lime Green have some form of non-aggression agreement. Pact. Doesn't look like a great pact. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they've changed. Either way, I would be surprised if they decided to be serious enemies.
They cutting across the top? No, that's Purple. Wow. They're going for a big surround.
Oh,
It looks like Red's chances to this season are done and dusted. Sky Blue have crushed under the pressure. And
At
all it
this
took
point-
was a bit from Orange and a bit from Lime, and that was it.
From a strategy point of view, it throws all the cards in the air as well. Because if Purple maintain this commanding lead, they have to be able to back this up with the reinforcing as well. Xenix obviously working double time to make sure that happens.
And if there's one team that won't be overawed by the position that they are in is Purple. Purple have been there, they've done it, and they're not going to get overwhelmed like other teams might. Other teams might be, oh my god, we're going to win. Purple aren't going to be like that. Purple are going to be calm, they're going to be collected. They've done it before, they've done it twice before. They're going to make it a 3rd time. They're going to make it
Has that gap now just has Wave
2
gone?
in a row.
Is Wave gone?
Wave?
Top. Orange top?
Yep. I'm trying.
Tiny
he's
bit
in
left.
there.
He's still
Oh my god.
You gotta see this.
Elite Island Life.
5 players to take this out. Oh my god.
They're just so desperate to kill him.
Wave holds this, totally. He's going in for a kill, but that shouldn't be of his best interest right now.
Is
He's
it too late to
currently cut
change my
off.
MVP?
Yes. And even though Wave was taking up 5 players' attentions, Sky
No.
Blue have still dropped down to 4%. Less than 4%, should I say. Ouch. And now you would think Orange are going to come back and they're going to clear up shop. They're going to clear up and they're going to finish them off.
Looking that way, and with Lime now in the mix as well.
Or let's look at this. Let's analyse what we see in front of our eyes. Sky Blue are done. They're finished. They're not doing anything for the rest of this game. Lime Green are locked in a fight with Sky Blue. We can see that. We know that. Purple are in the lead. They're only in the lead by 2%. Do you go and attack Purple? Are we seeing that? Are we seeing a bit of a switch? Any over there? Anybody else on the board? It doesn't look like they are yet.
All
But
the
I
other
would
teams
think-
having really bad time. This is, if the stars are going to align, this is the best opportunity they've got to actually make that happen and force that hand. If they can put Purple on, oh no,
Yes! They finally got me. Yeah.
Oh, God's sake.
Oh,
It only took a few games. It only took a few games.
that flashback to game 1, game 2.
Yeah, something like that.
Yes.
Wow.
Was it orange again that game?
Yeah, it was. It was numbers.
And this is what, by the way, this is what layering should look like, Mr. Jack. Just saying.
No
Not
comment.
forgotten.
Not saying.
Good.
Not criticizing.
Let's keep it like that.
Yep.
Right. Let's have a look at red, the team which is falling apart. Purple are making that happen, and purple aren't stopping. Purple aren't slowing down.
While red might take a little chunk there, purple are equally taking it back in different places as well. Red's starting to bite through to some area as well now.
It's looking like the area that they're biting into, though, was theirs. They're just trying to regain. They need something big. Something really big. And to be fair to them, all they need to do is to stop purple. They need to remove purple from the standings. If they can do that, then they stand a chance.
Absolutely.
Because they are in a pretty decent position as well themselves. If they get one position behind purple, then they're in a then they could be in a tiebreaker. Potential options and combinations are endless.
And again, Sky Blue's base has been cut into 3.
Yeah.
I doubt there's anyone on that right side. But look at this. They're making moves. And we absolutely know what they're making moves for.
I think this is moves for survival.
Salvage that 1%. They're going for points. They're trying to get a decent bearing on it. Enough of a position to be able to remove purple from the equation of cough.
This is not just
Is that a
survival.
removal or is that a take? That's a removal, I think. They're denying purple the cough there.
I don't know. I think they're going. I think
think
they
for a
are
point
looking to
strategy
take
point of view.
purple out for points. I think they've thought about it. They've made a call. They've made a decision. Let's switch. Let's go all out for purple and let's take them out.
Yeah.
That is what this call looks like. It doesn't look like it's anything to do with the Koth. Koth is over this way, guys.
Well,
They're not
they see
interested in that.
from their point of from their point of view,
They've got
they might
one.
be just removing purple from the equation of you're not going to be able to take cough, you're not going to be able to chip up those points. They're not too worried about red right now. They can see they're in a little bit of their own trouble. So it's how do they salvage and squeak the most amount of points to bring this home?
I think
they've got a
again,
plan.
I think if they push purple down the order here, a bit further down, they could still win this. Let's let's say purple finish second, and they finish fourth, they could still win.
That'll take us into a tie break, potentially with the cough as well.
So there is chances here for Sky Blue.
Like,
This isn't completely done.
no, it just seems like every other team is kind of willing certain situations to happen a little bit. The only team that isn't true for is purple. It's
Here
all in
we
there.
go.
Look at the
this.
fight!
Orange
going.
have switched as well. Red are attacking purple as well. Red had a few deaths very recently. Red should be going all out for purple, are they? Or have they switched? They might have switched.
It's
Oh, yeah.
percentage for them.
That's
No,
only
they
two of them,
haven't.
not.
That is a force which is just trying to defend and slow down Dark Green. That is not their attacking force. Where is their attacking force? Their attacking force looks like it's on purple right now. This is purple's base is gonna disappear very quickly.
Yeah. I think reinforcement hasn't happened at the crucial areas either.
No. And this is where orange need to go full force. This is where they need to adjust their strategy, go full board. Don't slow down like they normally do. They are normally a slow, methodical team. Not every situation is fit for slow and methodical. This situation is not.
Purple under so much pressure now. I feared this might be the case. Show your hand a little bit too soon, maybe.
And this is what we normally expect from final games in the season. We normally expect there to be back and forth and back and forth and back and forth when it comes to who's in first. We didn't see that the final game of last season, but we are seeing that this season. And lime green now take the lead.
Oh my.
Purple drop into third place. I think that would still be enough for purple to win. Current standings, I still think purple are winning.
It's still early. We're halfway through this game, ladies and gents.
Time is flying.
So are
It's
bullets.
only halfway through, but it feels like this game is an eternity. We've been looking at fights go for a never-ending battle. But
horrific.
there it is, a mistake from
What
Tez.
you need to see.
Horrible mistake as well. Catching
Zeno,
a bullet there.
Xena, get out of
Zeno's using
that.
that speed
Yep,
boost.
absolutely can.
Ward's getting killed as well by Gamer. Another great killer. Orange look like are they switching to Sky Blue here? Do they know what they're doing? Are they deciding what to do?
I think they're trying to get.
Interesting. What are they doing?
It's
they
definitely a
thought about
purple
it.
target.
Yeah, I think they thought about switching to Sky Blue and then changed their minds.
Little lack of comms there, but they've got themselves together a
And
little
that's
bit.
fine. That's fine. This is a really big game.
This is what I mean.
because
I'm not allowed to criticize layers, right? But I mean, look at the base now.
Where? Which one?
On the
This one?
minimap, purple.
Oh, well, yeah, it's not good, is it?
Oh, wow.
This is in this game. You are more than welcomed to take a minute, 2 minutes away from the game just to think about what you should be doing. Decisions in this game will be thought of for years to come.
Sunny gonna try and head that off there.
This is where the layers
Right
are.
to the border.
That's not where they're attacking. They've been trapped. They've been cut off. They're
Sunny's just opened
broken.
up.
It's Danny on edge.
The rest of the team can help them out a little bit. Break that through. But now they're orange are suddenly in a very precarious position. Purple have done to them what they did to Sky. HT White nearly.
I'm gonna switch. I want to switch just to see what's going on. Down the bottom.
Orange surrounded now completely.
Oh, I made a bad call.
It's not too late to go back up.
I'm going
before the
back
next
up.
will happen.
Number's trying to fend off.
They made the call. Is it going to work out for them? Because I can't see how they can fight their way out. They need to break that border. It's Sunny that's been cut off. He was the one saving their lives by holding the border down.
And Tima and Mad Kate unable to help. Numbers and he just trying to survive. They're backed into a corner.
They should be able to recover
And
quick
Tima
if they
and
do
Mad
die.
Kate- And Tima making a full sacrifice. That's not good. That's not good play. And Mad Kate taking the correct, impressive decision to survive. That's poor by Antima.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
This
That
is
she
going to
captain
last a
sinking
while.
with a ship.
Sandy needs to get one tower in. Sandy, get a tower in. Come on.
Oh,
Sandy.
Ryan.
this ain't going to last very long.
It might. It's Sandy. You never know.
Yeah, but not like this. I mean, look at this. Yeah. Okay.
They only required 3 players.
Entertaining. And that's
Only 3.
thrown purple a little bit. And red capitalizing.
Well, are they? Red's base is shrinking. Red seem incapable of capitalizing on this situation because they are dealing with dark green.
Wow. So a lot of their base has gone from that area. Dark green have been busy.
Dark green have been on a rampant rampage, and it has meant that red are unable to capitalize on what's going on at purple.
And now Sky Blue's eating into them.
Sky blue aren't stopping. Orange aren't stopping.
They're trying to do everything they can.
And hold on a minute. If I'm correct, orange and sky blue need purple to get below dark green and red, which is 7% away. For purple not to win this game, there needs to be this can't stop anytime soon. This needs to continue and go on.
Correct.
And
I
red
know
are not pulling their weight here, which is what is meaning that orange and sky blue are having to do even more.
I know this section is a little bit exciting, but can we get some... We've had some comments just asking whether we can see some red and dark green fights. I think this might be the best time to do it as well, because it'll get quite busy later in the game.
We've not seen lime green all game. I want to see what's going on with lime green as well.
Yeah.
So we see some dark green going full forward onto red. But what's going on with lime? What are lime doing? Lime is in the lead. Are they just sitting in the middle of their base, just sipping beer? What's going on?
Looks like it. They're just chipping up.
You're them. You might as well.
Nicely reinforced.
No, they're going for sky blue, which is fair enough. Makes sense. Well, I mean, at that point, you're in the lead. There's nothing more you can do.
And again, we've seen how their season has gone on an upward trajectory. This is them stamping their authority on other teams, saying, "Hey, we might not be winning, but definitely a competitive team."
Competitive, yes. Without imperfections, certainly not.
But let's go and check out the dark green red then. Let's give the chat what they want.
Looks like orange are beginning to train, beginning to make waves. Red are beginning to make waves on purple. Purple are dropping and quickly. But let's have a little look down here, shall we? Looks like Red have just accepted they're going to lose this part of their base. They're going to lose. It's going to happen slowly.
It's defensive fighting from them. They're backing off. Santu might get caught. Oh, he sees the danger a little bit earlier there.
Yeah,
Can't dig that
smart
far.
play. Smart play.
It won't be long
I would
until they see
argue-
that.
I'd argue this point is the real weak point of the base, but can't be perfect, can we?
He's going to try and dart it down. I mean, if you're Red, are you a little bit desperate now? Is Santu just, I've got to take some area?
I'd be looking to capture that.
Yeah, take it there.
Yeah.
Ooh, bit of green base exposed there. Go down south. This is
Gold
where
will
the
go.
action's at.
And shooty. 6 against 2.
Dark green pushing forwards on them as well, and
it-
obviously they're
You would
outnumbering the
expect
red
them
team.
to.
Yeah, of course. But it's
And I
just
would
like,
argue they're going a little bit slowly, actually. To be
well,
honest with
that's
you.
their job as well. Red's job. They're 3 players, 4 players. How many have we got? 3.
Mhm.
3 players
Great.
there. Well, their job is to slow them down. I'd argue that you could probably put less players on and do the same job in the same amount of time.
Potentially. Red are certainly doing what they need to do. Yeah.
Oh, we've got more players travelling over there, though. Do they spot? Is this a switch?
This
I
could
think they
be.
smell a bit of blood here.
It's too tough to eat into purple. Purple are clearly busy. Orange have recovered against purple, by the way.
And they're going into them.
It wouldn't have taken them long. They were obviously full leveled.
They've got edge.
They've got
But
it.
again, this isn't. Will this be enough? I don't think it will. They still need more and more and more. Sky blue are out of the equation, but orange still need to push
They're
purple
pushing.
below dark green. They're going for it. Is this
They're
going to
really
be
going for it.
Oh no, that's a double death over there on the Sky team.
And that's a shame because Sky had a nice, decent base forming. Albeit
And look, there's still 1% to go. Calvin's left.
Calvin's
the game.
left. Calvin's gone, been kicked, lag issues, whatever, but purple are down a player right now.
Bad gets to worse. They rejoin. You can only assume there was lag.
Check your borders, orange. So this is a pincer on a pincer here. Each team could easily overtake the other and surround the other just by one wall.
Looks like orange have it locked.
Oh, but it's
Too
the close with
confident.
teleport.
Sanitarium trying.
Trying to get the close with teleport, but there was a dot in the way.
Not Bahu, is he?
No,
No,
fortunately. Sunny, stick to what you're good at.
Yeah. Not that.
the
Orange
teleport
coming
is
off
an
better.
interesting option. Oh.
Ooh. Guys. What do we think of so far?
Welcome to Game 10, people.
This is what we expect to see in a final game. We didn't get this last season, but we are getting it this time. Kitty trapped? How's that happened?
Probably a teleport. Let's be
I'm-
real, it's Kitty.
TP?
Oh,
What's going on in this case?
if it
Oh, yeah,
is,
fuck that.
then they're going further away from their exit.
Well, not recharged yet. Now they're heading towards an exit. Now
It
they're in
looks-
real trouble. Can they see the border? I don't think they can. I think
Oh
Kitty's
my
in
gosh.
trouble here.
Not really. It's Kitty.
No, I think they are in trouble.
I think Orange are
Watch
doing
him
a
go.
bad
Big
job
trouble.
of cut him off as well.
Watch
Orange
him
is
go.
struggling
Watch
due
him
to the fact that the area is not cleared.
But now that this
Now
is where,
they're done.
yeah, you can't escape from that.
Unless.
I assume they've got TP, but they're too far away from any sort of getting out of here. Yeah.
Unlucky out of that.
Another 2 sky die from very
Yeah.
distant.
Yeah.
This could be the end for them.
20
Sky
minutes to
concern,
go
this
on
is
the
the end
clock.
already. Yeah. Sky Blue look like they are finished this game to me. They might continue to survive, but survival is not what they were looking for. They were looking to win.
Well, they're looking to influence whatever they can now to sway the points in their favour.
Don't think
Strategy 101.
Don't think there's anything that they can do at this point.
Just take down the leaders? Do they just dive right to red right now or something? Red or purple? I think they've made their bed. It's clearly purple.
I think they're done. They're finished. Nothing more you can do.
No, even they're in the game. That's not fair. They're in the game. They are.
They need to get 10 more percent
to have
a chance to win the season.
They're still in the game, so they still have a shot of influence in the way the game.
They can influence, yeah, sure, but like you want to win, don't you? And from that perspective, Sky Blue.
It's not an ideal. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not an ideal situation to be able to play. Not play for the percentage win. That's the holy grail. Game 10, got the percentage in the lead already. Where are purple going? They're digging into dark green.
Purple looking to regain some dominance. This is a big switch. It looks like Sky Blue have sort of left them alone. Orange has sort of taken a big chunk and are sort of recovering. I think Orange is still pressuring Purple. Or are they looking to switch?
I think there's just a little lack of Ooh. I thought he was AFK then. Right on the border.
Yeah, Ward's just trying to survive. Bit of survival going on. But where is Orange?
That's like 3 there.
Orange.
No, that's 2.
Well, Orange going out with a bang compared to the bit of a shaky start, currently leading with 28%.
But again, what was the difference this game? What was the difference? It was the spawn that was the difference. They were aggressive off spawn.
A lot more aggressive.
And
even throughout the game as well. No, I disagree. I think their spawn wasn't that great. They clearly had issues as well from the very start. They weren't left alone
they
with
made super aggressive on their spawn against Sky Blue, and that is why they are where they are this game.
They've just been extremely aggressive. That push they had, even dying, multiple players of them dying, didn't affect them because they'd already come back very well leveled. They come back to a nice, uneaten base, and they can just go right back at it, which they have done. Purple are clearly peeled off by then, and they can just go and redo the attack all over again, and actually win this time. If only they could see themselves in the last couple of games and just redo it a couple of times.
So, if the current standings are where they are, who's winning? I believe... Is it Orange?
No.
Could it be Orange?
Orange would get 40 points without the cough. 6 points because they're in the lead. Sky would get 1 point.
That would go to
put them on 40. What would purple get? They're in third.
Yep.
So they'd get 4 points. Purple would be 40. This is 3-way tie at the moment.
And red.
Red would get.
It's a 4-way tie.
3 points. 4-way tie at the moment.
Please
let it end like this.
Don't leave it on a cliffhanger like this. I don't want a cliffhanger.
I want it to.
I want an ending.
I 100% want it to end like this. A 4-way tie. And then Dark Green can keep the cough all they want just to make sure that happens. Please, Dark Green, Lime.
Dark Green has peeled into 4th.
But dude, are Sky Blue aware of this? Does Sky Blue know that this is going to be a 4-way tie and all that they have to do is get the cough? They aren't that far away from it. They aren't. Do they know? Are they thinking? Are they discussing? Are they scheming? Are they aware of what's happening? All that they need to do is get the cough. They're the closest team within a shout of this. Orange now going for the cough.
If Orange could get the cough and seal this area as well.
This is good attacking play. We haven't seen this too much from Orange. Look, with pincers.
This would be the stars aligning for Orange. They've been so hyper aggressive at this stage. I can't imagine it will play out that way, but as it stands.
Currently a 3-way tie. Red dropping below dark green.
They're being really blocked by Lime here.
How Orange are playing right now really contradicts what we said earlier in the pre-show.
I disagree. I think what we said about Sky was pretty true. We haven't seen them face any aggression, and we saw them buckle pretty quickly. But you could argue that that's the same as what happened to Red when they were in the lead and they were being pressured by multiple teams on multiple fronts.
We're seeing an early season Red. We're seeing an early season Orange with a few improvements, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
The aggression that they're showing is, as you said, I didn't think they were quite as aggressive until now.
There's still an element of them being methodical about things as well, though.
Yeah, there is.
Them taking the foot off the gas a little bit.
But it's a bit more tactical. There's
Yeah.
a bit more pincers going on, a bit more efficiency.
Well, sometimes you have got to say, don't die. Guys, don't die.
I'm seeing this correctly. I am seeing on the minimap, Red is eating from purple.
I don't know what's going on down there. I'm not going to lie to you.
It's over on the right half. But there is a bit right there. Calvin's trying to get that back. Even potentially trap Jet there.
14 minutes left.
Jet abandoned that area then. He could have held them off.
He did abandon that. He left that very easily.
Yeah.
Didn't even have a
Perfect
hybrid,
there.
so...
Well, it's alright. It's still a 4-way tie, I suppose. And again, if you're Red, all you have to do to win is to finish above purple. If you want to win the season, that's all you got to do. There's so many potential scenarios here of team is winning. It's so close for every single team. All Orange have to do is get the cough. All Sky Blue have to do is get the cough. And Sky Blue are getting closer. They're getting closer.
But so are Lime.
Well, Lime don't have a chance of winning the season, so...
But as we've seen, Lime have gotten just a few hills.
And Sky Blue are fully aware of the situation. Somebody on their team has done the maths. Someone has noticed and realised we can do this.
But
it might have
they're
gone
under
badly for us.
a lot of pressure, and one death here could end it.
Could end everything, yeah. Who is it going to be?
In which case,
Unfortunately, history tells us that someone is going to die here.
Yep. The cough is not a nice place to be defending as a builder.
Especially when you're known for dying as well.
Come on. I want to see War get this.
Lima split.
There's a reason I made him my MVP. He's made such an impact.
Who's just left?
Z-Best.
Z-Best and Numbers just got killed as well.
Who was your MVP?
I had Sani and War. And there's a death is from Infi! Are we going to see a rush move in? Yes, we see War. And Bad Zane's going in from the other side. Are they going to be able to hold this, though?
Too
Might not
early
look
for
like
me.
it. They've made a move.
This is way, way, way too
Can
early
they try to
for
get
me.
this? And they try to get this. And they've connected it. Sky Blue has the hill. It's not going to be long.
How long for? 11 minutes to go. any team is in the mix to get that cough right now. It's so long to go.
And as things stand, Sky Blue are currently winning. They only have 1%, but it doesn't matter. And there's the signal. 10 minutes left. Whew.
Fun Mutt being killed.
29% for Orange. Dominating game.
Can I just check what that little area is of lime? Just to your left. Well, it's
You
just
certainly
up there.
can.
Yeah. Is there anyone in there?
Oh my gosh. They have 2 players in there.
There are 2 players.
And they're
which,
fighting
to be
Orange.
honest, is just irrelevant. For Orange, they are an irrelevance.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they are in the position where they get to each other, you're going to cut yourselves off from the cough and therefore the win.
There's still a need to bite into purple to make sure that they chip down.
Orange are so close.
If you can get purple below... No, actually, no, that would put red ahead. You need... Yeah, Orange have probably done the right thing just peeling off purple at this stage then. You want purple just ahead of red, but below everybody else.
Everybody wrote Orange off.
So are Orange just giving purple a bit of breathing space? They've done some calculations. They've broke out the calculator on this one.
Orange?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And now look at this. Orange are looking for the hill as well.
They need it to win. They need it. They were never interested in a tie.
Yeah.
Here they
First
go.
place isn't good enough for them. We knew that going in. Everybody wrote them off. Everybody said, "No, it's not between them. This is a 3-way battle. It's a 3-way fight for the win." Well, not anymore.
Are we going to see the stars align in some really dramatic way? Nice
I wanna
dramatic
see it.
end.
I want to see it be a fairy tale ending. Bayou and Xenon dying, which cuts them off from the rest of their base. Dramatic moments. Numbers, Sanitarium, Antima, Madcade, all on their own.
Two
But now
deaths for
they're
Orange, though.
They're forced to peel off Sky Blue there.
Do Orange panic and try and get back to the rest of their base, or do they focus up on what really matters? This is what matters. Survival, getting back to the rest of your base does not matter in this situation. There's 8 minutes left. You need to win this game, and in order to win, you need to get the Koth. That is what is important. They should focus up here, and this is not what they should be targeting. Lime Green have completely distracted them off the prize right now.
A Mega Sup joining the game for Dark Green.
That
Welcome.
might not make much of an impact, but it also will.
It's an extra player, I guess, but there's going to be very low level at this stage. 8 minutes
Yeah.
to go.
There's a lot of ifs and buts here, but Red trying to catch up to Purple. If they do that, then they are also tied with Sky Blue right now as well. But they are still behind. Purple obviously trying to catch up to...
Oh,
Well, it's not going to happen, but Lime
well, that was one of the moves that we've seen that almost worked, but didn't. And it's surely a sad thing that they
Dark
didn't.
They
Green trying
tried.
to get the Koth as well.
I can't see how Sky Blue defend against this many who are dying for the cough for the win.
Moscow dying, which brings them back. Focusing up. Fussy Goat dying.
So here we go. This is where
And now
Viridescent are showing
it
a bit of weakness.
But again, they're going for areas still. Focus up. This isn't the target. This isn't where the interests lie. And team is aware of what's going on. Team is thinking. The captain is aware of the situation.
They're 3% ahead now. There's 6 minutes to go. This is crucial now. Attention needs to be on the cough. This is the time. Pull the trigger.
Nothing else matters. Focus up.
Of course,
Fun
we're
Mob
at a 7.5
crashing.
minute delay, so I can say that quite safely.
And Sky Blue are unawares. They don't know what's going on. They don't know what's creeping up behind them. And look at what is creeping up behind them. A determined unteamer. Been captain of Orange from the beginning.
War sees it, but it might be a bit too late for this. And now they've switched focus.
I
Here it
don't
is.
see how they can defend against this many teams. Without getting one kill now could kill Sky Blue entirely, and they're only what 1, 2, 3, 4 layers tops
And
away
this team
from the
is
top.
not known for being able to survive in these situations. They are not known for this.
And they are against a team who are.
Oh,
However,
but there's a kill!
wow!
It's from Ascent!
Dramatic turn of events.
The first game
Rumble.
Ascent has played in the season, and they're already making a huge impact in the end.
And it's he again.
How will this shape out for Orange? Will they be able to get back there? It doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it! And now is Orange out of it?
5 minutes to go. There's still plenty of time to mount another assault. We've just seen Orange do that with Purple. They've recovered, they've come back and taken their objective on the second wave. Can they pull it off again? They need this.
I'm speechless. Lime Green are stopping Orange from having a say. They are going at it themselves now.
Ooh. Every team is on this. Every team has a chance. And this is the first time we've seen that.
Well,
Lime are
unfortunately,
definitely going themselves, look. They're not just content with stopping Orange. They want to
Absolutely.
stop every top tier team. They're playing for their own win here.
Absolutely. I mean, should say Red are looking like they are out of this. They need to get ahead of Purple in order to have a say in this, which isn't completely impossible, but looking unlikely with 4 minutes left. Purple looking like there's absolutely no chance of them, unfortunately for them.
But Red is
Purple are
digging
out.
into the darkness. Red is digging into the darkness.
So they
Red
need
And now
trying to
only one
3%.
tower holds it.
It's not
Red
going to
needs
be
to
enough.
overtake Purple.
Yeah, it needs to be 3%. It's the little dig is not going to make a difference.
4 minutes.
The hill's
If that.
opened up.
The hill has opened up, which makes this the 4-way tie again, does it?
It
But
does.
there's a death! There's
It's only
two!
dark green.
And
Sky
it's
Blue
Mini
are back.
Dilly,
Sky Blue are
MOP
back.
on both.
And Orange
only
are coming
3
in.
minutes.
Orange are still getting a bit distracted by Lime Green. They cannot let that happen.
I think that's more defensive. I think they need to focus their bullet attention elsewhere, though.
Yeah, Bahu making mistakes there. Focus up.
I think they're just setting the scene for the last. They're timing this just right, I think.
My heart
This
is
could open
pounding.
up the cough now. That at least puts them in a great position.
Lime Green is about to do it. They've opened up the cough. This is game open and wide. Red now 5% required.
Orange
Sorry, what am I
really
saying?
charged.
3%
down. It's
required.
the most aggression we've seen. Obviously, this is quite dangerous. Being this aggressive, you are going to get those occasional pops. We definitely don't want to see that now. Or do we?
Four-way tie as it stands. Red need 3%.
So who's the game on? It's whoever takes the hill. It's
2 minutes.
4 teams. 4-team fight for the hill.
And every team pouring everything they've got at this.
Their whole energy stash.
This is the
They cannot
culmination.
overexert themselves.
The culmination of 10 games across season 8. It's the pinnacle of this sport.
Go directly middle. I want to see directly middle. Alright. And now
Yep.
Purple's coming in from the side. But there's a death. It's
He making a
Lukey on the
run.
side. He was on the other end of Sky Blue's base.
He's securing the right flank. What can Sky
Sky Blue
do?
is... They are risking getting wiped. If they get killed even once, one of their builders, it's over.
I just love how
Orange can
Lime
do
has.
this here.
I love
Orange
how
can do
Lime
this.
has no business on this play, but they're still there fighting to the bitter end. Love it.
1 kill on Lime Green and Orange could win this. 1 minute
And there's
left.
1 minute.
60 seconds.
This is the last minute of the season, potentially. If we don't see something dramatic here,
I can't see any percentage swings that could even do it for Red, unless Purple have big TP dig or something like that, which not unheard of.
we're looking
Then
at this.
This is the savior. Sunny, that was
Sanitarium.
poor.
Oh no! There's only one builder left! Have they backed off? No! But what's
hell.
War doing?
Come on.
Vespada. Oh, there it is!
Up.
That's the
There's a
season!
surround. Are we about to see a win?
That could be the season. That could be the season.
Defend this
And
with
if
their
Orange
lives.
takes-
Nobody's on the other tower. Who's going to get the other tower? They're holding the other tower.
Save that other tower.
Oh,
No, it's open.
They've broken it.
Saved again.
Is it any
It's
going to
10
cost them?
seconds left.
Oh, he nearly
It's
died. He
seconds to
died.
go.
Not quite
10 seconds left.
surviving.
6, 4, 3.
They're going to die. He's
2.
going to die. Oh, they've died.
Oh,
There's the tiebreaker to the end of the season. Is this it? We have a tiebreaker shaped up.
let's confirm this, right? So
Let's
just do the
calculate
math.
Let's do the math.
Right.
All right.
Who's
So
first?
who got first? Sky Blue got last, so they only get 1 point.
I
Red
can't
gets how
take
many?
it.
Red
Can't
gets
take
how
it.
many points?
Read out the percentages. Who got first? Anybody?
Orange, I believe. Yeah, orange.
Orange
And
got
then Lime.
first. They win 6 points. That puts them on 40 points.
Yep.
Then
Lime get
Lime
5.
got 5 points. That puts them on
How many-
32
what place
points.
did Red get? What place did Red get?
Who came third? Read them out. Come on.
Third place. Looks like it's purple.
Purple get 4 points.
Third place, it
Someone
looks like it's
40
red.
points. Red get 3 points. Puts them on
We
40
have
points.
confirmation. This is a
Blue
four-way
get 1 point.
tie. This is a four-way tie for first. Sky Blue, Red, Orange, and Purple.
This is just impossible.
This game was one death away, and that death happened to happen. Let's take a look at who secured the killing bullet. Andy, that's your prompt. Press enter on the game.
Pretty sure Andy's just a bit AFK, just dealing with something at the moment.
Okay.
Talk amongst yourselves. But how dramatic was that? How many seconds was that before Orange? They were under tremendous pressure, so nobody can blame you for dying at that precise moment.
They had the hill within 5 seconds.
So Orange just
they're-
came 5 seconds away from winning the entire season.
I must say, though, it looked very messy from Orange, though, at the end. It looked like he was very, very, very close to dying 2 or 3 times, and that was any in the end.
But it's all or nothing, and
Oh.
they know they're in a good position there. They've done the math, don't forget.
It
This
was
is
all
literally
nerves.
whatever happens, they're at least in a tie-break situation. So it's
So
either
is it?
go
So,
for
so
it
it's
or
a
not.
4-way tie.
It's a four-way
It is a
tie.
four-way
ladies and gentlemen.
tie.
We have
Oh,
red,
no.
orange, purple, and sky blue, all leading with 40 points. Dark green 24 points, lime 32. So that seals the deal for lime and dark green. They are done. They are out of this season now in 5th and 6th place respectively. Well done to them for taking part. But wow, so we've got a decision to make for tournament organisers then.
That's why I didn't want it to be a 4-way tie.
You just wanted to end it here and there. No, the season goes
Now
on.
I'm done. I'm ready to move on now. I'm bored. Oh,
You want to go
God.
back to defuse, man?
I can't. My heart can't take this.
Andy, go into chat. Go into chat on the
Oh.
game.
Oh, well, the chat's very behind, unfortunately, so we're going to have to
No,
wait for them
no,
to catch up.
no. On the game, on the fly.
Why?
We want to see who killed.
Oh.
Take a look up. And he was killed by Fussy Goat. Who could have seen this coming? The season came down to Fussy Goat.
I'm going to be honest, though. I have a feeling if it wasn't going to be Fussy Goat, it was going to be somebody else. Not going to lie. It was coming. It looked like it was coming. I mean, he had one trapped and was literally a quarter of a second away from the bullet not fading and being hit at one point. Oh, God.
Stressed?
Oh.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
oh.
What have we just witnessed?
We're so right. We're gonna do all this again.
Yeah, and this time every team that plays goes into this with the exact same equal distance, equal spawn, and equal points. It's a fight out to the death. One tiebreaker, one game. We need an editor.
We've got to do all this again, guys.
Well then.
You love it.
Okay.
Oh God! Wow. Okay.
Do we need to take a look at the teams this game, or have we seen enough?
I think we did a pre-cap. I'm not sure a post-cap is necessary.
It is all irrelevant. None of it matters. None of it matters. It does not matter anymore.
It's quite hard to analyze teams on the game like this as well, where it's completely chaotic. It throws the rulebook completely out the window in terms of strategy and how you should play. Everybody's got an agenda. That's to win. They're going to pull out all the stops to do it.
Some
They
final
have.
thoughts. Some final thoughts on Dark Green and Lime then, because they're done with this season. I think Lime Green have really finished the season strong, and so have Dark Green. They've both looked like they've improved quite dramatically, especially Dark Green. They caused loads of headaches for Red this game, and probably meant that they were unable to compete with Purple in the end, which again was why they didn't, presumably why they didn't win this game. So yeah, both did well. But looking forward, we've got Sky Blue, who were under pressure this game, and they crumbled. It must be said. Which is, I think, what we sort of expected. Like, we sort of expected them to crumble, but we didn't know how much other teams were going to be focusing on them.
They
Because they
correctly
needed
identify
to
it.
pretty much wipe them, which is
They
sort of what happened.
Yeah. They correctly identified that the cough was the only way forward, though, and they did it at a crucially early stage. But it was just a bit tall of an ask for them, I think.
Yeah. And then Orange, absolutely. Everyone said they need a miracle. They needed a miracle. They needed a miracle, is what we heard. And a miracle nearly presented itself so close, 5 seconds away. Thought they had it. But no. All snatched away by Frosty Goat, their mortal enemy forever. Will Unteamer's 8-season-long captaincy finally be rewarded with a win? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we don't know. It's the outcome of this. We just don't know anymore. Oh,
Then Purple, could Purple be the second team ever to retain after winning a season? Could they be the only? Could they be the second team in history to retain? We don't know.
we just don't know.
We don't know.
I've got a clue.
But we will know when we have the tiebreaker. When will that be? I don't know. What will the format be? I
We
don't
don't know.
know.
Nobody knows. We'll work this out and we'll have to post announcements because it was a little bit unlikely that a tiebreaker obviously was going to happen in the first place. The rules doc does say there will be a tiebreaker. The rules doc does say that Dark Green and Lime are now out of it.
I would be lying if I didn't say there wasn't discussions in the TO channel about it in the previous few days. I looked at those discussions and I thought these guys are being stupid. There's not going to be a tiebreaker, so I didn't get involved. I thought let's just leave these guys to talk about what they want to talk about. They're wasting their time.
Nice.
It's irrelevant. You're wasting the breath. I thought.
For context,
Somebody
I started that
mentioned
conversation.
Somebody mentioned a 4-way tie in there. I thought, shut up. Stop.
Yeah, that was me as well.
Wasting your time.
That was me as well.
And wow. Okay. Sure.
Eat your own words, mate.
I did. Jesus. Right.
How stressful.
That was stressful. I need a nap.
I need a beer.
Let's finish.
Hero
Yeah.
needs a nap. He was up since 6 a.m. to do this. Well done.
4 hours. So, do we want to get into any of the post game stuff or no?
I think we're done.
All right, no post game stuff. Tiebreaker announcements are coming soon, and
Peace
we
out.
are excited to see you later.
Adios.
Bye.
Goodbye.